morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. So, last time was fun. I enjoyed it, and there was a lot of useful input and feedback as well, where people were like, hey, this works, this doesn't. I think the main thing is that my card draw, I'm just not consistent with on decks. I either put in too much or too little. And I appreciated the fact that we all came to the same conclusion that basically Eva did really well, but Sword of Volition was completely pointless. And yeah, overall, I think that's the case. Like, her deck worked really well, except for that one card, which was a liberating thing to learn, because it occurred to me that, like, right, Sword of Volition was there for one purpose, and it never did its job once, which means removing it and replacing it with literally anything else can only benefit her, barring some extreme examples, which means anything we do to Eva's deck from now on will just make it better, so in the future, that will be valuable. But we're not doing history today, as much as I'd like to, because I like history. We're moving on to technological sciences, and there was a comment which helped give me some idea for what I wanted to do for Yesod, because I wasn't entirely sure how to have him, because we don't see a lot of Yesod's true personality and inner feelings portrayed throughout the two games. We do see a fair bit, but not as much as the other, I was nearly said sinners, Sephira, because he's more reserved. He keeps to himself. He doesn't just gush about himself constantly. He tends to keep things to himself, which is fine. This will seem odd, it might not seem like it will be very effective, and it probably won't end up being effective, but bear with me. So Yesod has Elena's page, with all the things that comes with speed, no other fabric, and blood fiendish, recover 2 HP on hit, and if he recovers 3 or more HP, he gains strength next scene. He also has Remembrance, Kazuna Extreme Fatigue, Health Hauler, and Mind Hauler. So I think you can see what's going on here, and many of you would likely point out that this would probably work a lot better on the floor of languages, and you'd be absolutely right. That would be the place for it, thanks to all the stuff that the Mount of the Smiling Bodies does. But there's a reason I decided to give it to Yesod. So, direct quote from the comment was, Yesod should have Remembrance, it perfectly fits his lore of having to remove the names of people who died and messing with information. I found that to be a very interesting statement, and I decided to expand upon the concept for the overall build by throwing in the quote attributed to Yesod in the game, which is the rationality to maintain discretion. So, we have Remembrance. Info Sephira would likely be responsible for removing the names of deceased employees, keeper of records, and manipulator of information. Maintains rationality at the start, in which Yesod doesn't have any real bonuses. He has a little bit less health than he otherwise normally would, but has Mind Hauler, Health Hauler, and Blood Fiendish to help with his recovery of lost HP, and to get a little bit of strength at the start of battle. In my mind, it's not necessarily that he regenerates as such, but he's more reserved in how he fights, so he's kind of conserving energy a little bit. We're going very headlore headcanon in this sort of thing, but this is kind of what I wanted to do when making these decks, is that I wanted to make builds that are very much fueled by one's perception of the character you're playing as, and while I didn't do that with Roland, because I was like, well, Roland's deck is everything there is explained. Like, we spend a lot of time learning about Roland. Why does he use the Black Silence deck? It's explained in the story. Why does he fight the way he does? It's explained in the story. There's nothing to work with there, which is not a problem. The Black Silence stuff is awesome, but there's nothing for me to do there. Just a couple passive attributions to throw on, which I didn't see any point in really investing myself in. But characters like Malkuth, Yesod, and the rest of the Sephira, certainly. But yes, in my mind, he fights fairly mildly to begin with. He's kind of, staying back, as it were, maintain rationality, discretion. In my mind, as the fight progresses and more librarians fall, he becomes less rational. He doesn't maintain discretion. He starts to become less and less of that and becomes more active in the fight. Almost kind of like a sort of boss fight mechanic, really, which is a kind of cool twist on it, but he's gaining strength, gaining endurance, still healing, and on the off chance that, like, all of them are dead, I'm pretty sure he'd be gaining, like, 6 strength per turn or something, and that's when he's fully abandoned maintaining discretion and is fighting fully. Is it a little edgy? Yeah, but so's Yesod, so it fits, doesn't it? But I kind of went into the pages I gave him with this kind of tactic in mind, but let me run you through it. 2 Overcome Crises, 2 Forward Marches, 2 Steel Knuckles, Lerigal, Unyielding Strike, and Shaded Strike. So, people have pointed out that I use Brace Up too much, and I agree, I do. There are different options for card draw, and some of them are better depending on the page you're using and the passives you're using. Let's take Yui, for example. She only needed 1 Brace Up, because it's just another discard card, but most of her cards were gotten by getting ammunition and stuff. Maybe she could have done with more card draw, to be fair. I'm not great at balancing that kind of thing, but in my mind, that was all she needed. In Yesod's case, I built this with the intent of being self-sufficient when the rest of the librarians fall. Yesod is intended to be a last resort, right? If they all die, he gains stats, and then he has cards that get him card draw, low HP, get him light, card draw, light, and that can potentially become free if at the start of the battle he's not performing particularly well. Every time he loses a clash, the cost of that goes down by 1. Eventually, it'll become free. Now, I don't know, while this page is enhanced, once he uses it, it will of course reset. But when he uses that, he also boosts offensive dice power by +1 for the scene. He also draws a page, and if he's gaining like +6 strength as well, that's going to hit pretty hard. It's going to be a pretty strong attack, and will hopefully be for free. I gave him lower gold because I felt like he should have something that puts him as more of a leader, something where he is actually coordinating his troops, as it were. But at the end of the day, I built Yesod with the idea that he actually works off of his team, not his team working off of him. He doesn't really do anything for his team. His team helps him by dying, but I kind of justify it in the sense of he doesn't want that to happen, but if it does, he will fight much harder. It's an idea. I don't know. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, maybe it makes sense for the character, maybe it's stupid. But at the very least, I did put quite a bit of thought into this, and I'm hoping it'll work out quite well. Now, this one was quite serious. The next one's fucking stupid. It's Zaru. It was never going to be serious, was it? Let's be real. So, Zaru. Okay, let's get into this. Tanya's page with speed, Nuovo fabric, and guts. He has Myongist, straight up. Concussion and squeak squeak. That's it. He doesn't need anything more than that. Why would it need to be complicated? It doesn't need to be complicated at all. It's Zaru. Zaru chooses violence, which is ironic because we're probably not even going to choose that ego page or abnormality page. We might, but we have something else in mind, which I'm sure you all know what it is, because it's the floor of technological sciences and we have Myongist on a blunt build. What do you think we're going to do? He has 3 loosens up, 1 puppet blockade, 3 steel knuckles, beat down, and pitch black pulverizer. So I went for a lot of fun with his moves, because in my mind, and feel free to disagree if you like, but I don't see Zaru as a skilled fighter. He's just really fucking strong, and that's kind of it. He's not a skilled fighter. He's not like disciplined or knows a lot of special technical moves. He's just really fucking strong because he's big and chooses violence and punches things and was the singular strike champion back in the day. And that is literally all I've thought of when building this. So I almost went for cards that were slightly less efficient, like Loosen Up, for instance, because I was like, all I want from you is just violence, even at the cost of skill, as it were. But the point is, he'll probably be so strong they won't even matter. Now, the shame here is that if Zaru performs as well as I think he might, Yesod's mechanic is going to become almost completely irrelevant, which is a bit sad, but I did it this way because I felt like this suited the characters best. Now, 95% of you know where I'm going with Zaru and Myongist, but for those of you who don't know, allow me to show you. The whole purpose of this build is to have Chained Wrath, right? Blunt dice gain 1 to 3 power, speed is fixed at 1, which means all of Zaru's dice, thanks to Myongist, will be at max value. All of his speed die will be at max value, which means he gains max benefits from the bonuses he gets from the strongest, and then also Chained Wrath will actually boost his blunt dice, so they gain 1 to 3 every single time, which means most of these attacks are going to be even better. Steel Knuckles literally exists because if Zaru's the last one left, he might need counters. And also to draw pages. I kind of did 2 in 1 there, but also it's very fitting. It's just hard punches, and it's blunt, except for the counter die, of course, but I think Zaru will be gaining enough bonuses that I don't think that'll matter too much. But simple, to the point, gonna hit things really hard, and frankly, I'm looking forward to it. Now, Lily is an interesting one. See, because of the amount of power that Zaru is gonna bring to the board, I did get a little bit more laissez-faire with the remaining 3 characters, and I don't mean laissez-faire as in putting thought into who they are and how they should fight, because obviously, I tried to give them definitive, unique styles, but I mean, I wasn't too worried about making something too good because Zaru exists, and if these 3 characters do unfortunately fall in battle, it benefits Yasod. And if we have like Yasod powered up by 3 fallen allies and Zaru at max power, there's not much in the game that's going to stand up to that. But let me take you through Lily's anyway. Bamboo had Kim's page of all the things that comes with, including, speed, singular strike, unrelenting, swordplay of the homeland, razor strike, minimum offense. And then I also gave her liquefied flesh, your shield, and thought gear, providing +2 defensive dice power overall and +1 evade dice power. And you might have noticed in this brief amount of time you saw her cards, there's a lot of evade going on, so it's +3 to all of these evades. And then all the slash dice gaining +2, and thanks to singular strike, let me find it, there it is, these 4 cards gaining +4, which makes them quite significant. So the idea was kind of leaning into singular strike for the first 4 cards, then these benefit from swordplay of the homeland and the numerous defensive die that I've applied to the page. And the idea behind this is that I saw Lily as being kind of the opposite of Zaru, actually, in that she is small, but a very skilled fighter. A lot of ducking and weaving and precise attacks at the right time. A critical moment really leaning into this, in my opinion. Overcome crisis, critical moment doing our card draw for us. Yeah, smoke smash. She doesn't benefit as much from it as she should do, but she doesn't gain smoke from using Smoke Smash, so she's not going to take more damage as a result. She inflicts smoke through Smoke Smash, so enemies will take more damage as a result. And it also has a pretty strong evade and slash die for a 1 cost. So I thought this would be a good choice. It's not as good as it could be if we had smoke going on, but I was surprised by how good Smoke Smash is, especially for evade and slash. And it also occurred to me that evade and slash are not common in the late game among the cards. Like, those exist, sure, like there's a slash there, and evade there, but evade and slash together in the late game is not common. Not just those 2 things. Like, ever spinning gear wheel would be fantastic for her, to be honest, but if she was a smoke build, but she's not, so it's moot. But most of your evade and slash, if I can actually bring this up, is kind of around here. I think it's mostly around here. Kinda. There's not a ton of it in the game anyway, so limited on options, but Smoke Smash is actually an excellent choice for it, in my opinion, and Critical Moment is also a strong card. The evade on it is a bit shit, but if it's successful, she can literally just dodge a sequence of attacks and then counter. Dodge and counter is pretty much what I went for with her. Like I said, I wanted someone who was skilled, or at least portrayed skill in their combat style, because she was one of the characters who I kind of saw as being something of a potential color. Not actually strong enough to be a color, let me be clear. I don't think she is actually as strong as a color, but she was one of those characters where, through her performance in the series, I was like, yeah, I could see her being at that level someday. Not now, definitely not now, but someday. Maybe as a librarian, though. I don't know if she'd be able to reach that without being a librarian, but we're getting into a lot of nitty-gritty there that's not necessary. Point is, that's why I built her this way. I quite like it, and I'm curious to see how it turns out. We move on to the other Lily, because we have 2 Lilies. I forgot we had 2 Lilies until I started building this. Now, I went for support, but I went for a more active support. Kind of a mix between support and offense. Now, a lot of people will probably be wondering why I'm not using Nikolai and the Commander passive at the moment, and that's because the purpose of what I'm doing right now is to experiment with all this stuff and re-familiarize myself with the game, learn what works, learn what doesn't work. I said all of it in the first one, but to experiment and figure things out, right? I know Commander is good. I used the shit out of Nikolai's page in the main series. Yeah, granted, that was like over a year ago, but I know Commander is good. I don't need to test it. Doesn't mean I won't use it throughout this little mini-series, but I'm not inclined to put it in everywhere because I fucking know that page rocks. I'm also going to try limiting how much I use Mirene, because we know Mirene's good. There's no 2 ways about it. That page is fucking incredible. I just kind of want to see if I can make other stuff that works, and it doesn't even matter if they fail is the key thing. It's just learning what works and doesn't work. What kind of card layouts work and don't work. How much of each card. Card draw is the biggest one I need to relearn because I'm so bad with that. So that's something I'm gonna need to try and re-figure out. But hence why I'm not using Nikolai at the moment and I'm not using Mirene at the moment. I probably will at some point though. Just because I'm trying to avoid it doesn't mean I'm just gonna ignore them. There is probably builds I could work with where they would work really well. In fact, I think I've got one in mind, but that'll come later. So, Lily, I remember how we say her name now, has Irina's page with Speed 3, Insurance Benefits, Policy Form, and Life Insurance, and then she's got Hanafuda's page for Bond Deal Stacking the Deck, Olga's page, Margin, Sayo's page, Battle Ready, and Cecile's page, Firm as a Great Mountain. Some of those choices might seem odd, and they probably aren't particularly effective or as effective as it could be, but my idea here, as it were, the idea behind this, of course, is that it relates to something that was submitted during Deck Delusions when we were doing that ages ago, which is essentially a discard deck that basically spams its best attacks every single turn and uses the benefits from these discarded cards to fuel that. Now, in my mind, it was necessary in my mind to have Irina's page for this so that we could get multi-party compensation, because the ability to grant all other allies 1 extra light for the next turn is super valuable. I think that is incredibly valuable, especially in the late game. But obviously, bottom deal for more pages, stacking the deck for more light. Yes, Battle Ready 2 to draw more pages at the start of the act, because I desperately want her to start with either Sakura or Impugnatio Ultima, right? She needs one of those so that she can really get started. If she starts with like 2 Suspicious Contracts, Switcheroo, and 2 Flip the Tables, I don't remember how many cards you start the fight with, that would be a huge problem. She would be off to a very poor start, and that might still happen, but the drawing of 2 additional pages reduces that chance. And in Firm as a Great Mountain, I mean, recovering HP is valuable. I don't see her clashing exceptionally well, is the thing. She doesn't really have any bonuses here. The main thing is hoping that Impugnatio Ultima will deal with most of her problems, but I would be surprised if every single dice won every single time. She's going to take hits, and Firm as a Great Mountain will help keep her topped up. At least until the late game, where it'll be all or nothing. I'm thinking, though this might just be my paranoia in regards to card draw and where I often overcompensate, but I'm wondering if maybe I should have 1 less Flip the Table and another Switcheroo to just get more page draw, but we'll find out in the battle. I'm not going to change it before I've seen if it's wrong, right? Because imagine if I build something amazing and then went, nah, I don't think it's right, and then ruined it. I need to play in order to find out, surely. But I like the idea behind this deck. I was originally going to give it to Yasod, actually, so he could fill a kind of leadership tactical role, until that person posted that comment about Remembrance, and I was like, yeah, no, that fits Yasod way better. Definitely. So that's why I went that way. Kota is potential stupidity, frankly, but Kota is fucking cool, so that's why I went with this. But Rose's page, and it's going to be very familiar to people who play Rose, I imagine, likely with some differences that'll make you scratch your head. But Rose's page, Speed, Quantum Leap, Refraction, Dimensional Sections. Then Bayard's page with Psych Up and Ready to Position. Leslie's page with Reaction Force, and Triple R Suit to store more charge. I question if that's necessary, but it would be useful to stockpile charge with this character. And for the attacks, it's 2 Grace the Grass, 2 Leaps, Rip Space, 2 Dimensional Rifts, Ripple, and Overcharge. Now, during the series, and indeed even now, Kota's name was Climax Kota. That's what we called them. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it's true. That was the case. That's what we had their name as. And that kind of is the idea here. Build up with Overcharge, pay it off. Hopefully with Rip Space, perfectly fine to do it with Ripple perhaps, or Dimensional Rift with the bonuses could be alright. 1 Strength, 2 Protection, and 2 Stagger Protection. And if they didn't use any page for a scene, gain 1 Strength and Endurance. So 2 Strength after using Overcharge, which readies them up to use Rip Space or Ripple. Obviously, using Overcharge and Dimensional Rift generates a lot of charge, so I wanted to get the R-Suit so we always have charge stockpiled, ready to spend. Ripple spends 3, Rip Space spends all of it, but above 10 charge, I'm pretty sure Rip Space is guaranteed to succeed. I don't know, I haven't looked into that. I don't know if there's like an innate, unavoidable chance of failure, like if there's like a 0.1 or a 1% or something, or if the calculation caps at like 10 charge or something. I don't know. That's not something I've experimented with, but ideally, once it gets to like 11 charge, Rip Space should be a guaranteed success. With Rip Space gaining the +2 for having used Overcharge and been immobilized for a turn, that's like what? +2 from that, +8 from the success of the page itself. That's +10, so 12 to 14 on the first die and 13 to 16 on the second die. Not too shabby. And Overcharge will be good mass attack defense as well, I think. But we do have to be careful, because if we overcharge at the wrong point, then Kota will be immobilized for when a mass attack happens, and they will get fucked up. But yeah, build up, payoff, risk, rewards, that's what I wanted to go for with Kota. Now, We're going to go do our invitation, and we're going to actually fight the Destroyed Ensemble again, because I actually think it was a decent stress test to see how things go with a deck. But it's also worth pointing out that, you know, for example, it wasn't a fair test of Lemon's burn ability because Philip is immune to burn, for example. And for instance, Lily's Smoke Strike, or Smoke Smash, which is a slash attack, by the way, which is, you know, we all complain about 7 Ryoshu's slash skill being a blunt attack, but this was already happening. We already had this in the series. We didn't even know how bad it was, but it was here. That's Smoke Smash, and it's a slash attack. What does it mean, dude? Doesn't matter. Pot of Greed, what does it do? I'm genuinely curious to see how this goes. If we can get past round 1, I'll be happy, but after last time, my expectations have been tempered ever so slightly. I wish we could have this music instead. I love the Technological Sciences music so much. And your sword's like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Which is exactly how I approach these things. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a hell of a first turn for Zaru. Fuck. Getting those double super fucking dies straight away. I think Zaru's biggest weakness will be his cards, which, to be fair, is precisely as I designed it. So that's interesting that you're starting with Tackle Mount. Now, it's worth remembering that Zaru doesn't have Singular Strike, despite the fact I gave them to that every single time during the series. I actually reckon Overcome Crisis has got that, yeah. Lily will be well suited to dealing with Eileen for most of the fight because of the Singular Strike. Remember, I lamented about this last time, wishing we had it. Now we do. So this has worked out quite well immediately. We got Sakura. Obviously, Impugnatio Ultima would be better to get, but Lily can't use that on the first turn, so this is fine. Now, of all characters here, I think Lily will probably be the first to fall if it does come to that. Because Sakura is great on its offensive die, but its defensive die gains no benefits, and she has no buffs to it, so that evade die does just suck. But that's why she has Firm as a Great Mountain. Oh, it only boosts the minimum value of offensive die, right? Sakura ain't that good at all. Too late now, but this is precisely why we do these fights. It's to learn! I fucking love learning. Yeah, I definitely think Sakura was a bad choice, but it's alright. This will be a very backwards and forwards turn, but deaths to anyone other than Yasada or Zaru are not necessarily outside of the game plan, so it'll be okay. Beautiful. Perfect. Lily already doing a great job. Not unexpected. Yeah, that was a bit much. Oh, that's not great. I really kind of thought... Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Damn. Some good damage done there. But we also took a fuck ton of damage, so not great. Yeah, Metallic Ringing for Zaru. I think leaning into Zaru is a good idea. Yeah, Zaru's turn didn't go great, so we're going to need to try and do better. Now we can use Impugnatio Ultima, so that's good. Not a great situation, but we can bring it back, I'm sure. Nice, good. Oh, I failed again. I failed again. I failed again. Oh, it's not great. That did much better, but the numbers weren't exactly... Oh, 2? That worked out. I really could have done with your sword actually landing some of those hits. That would have been quite important. Okay, we need to keep him off Zaru. Oh, you're using a mass attack. Okay, well, Zaru's probably going to use his guts then. I think me leaning into this whole, like, oh yes, Zaru's not a very skilled fighter, so his cards are kind of meh, was not perhaps the best decision. +5 is good, but can only do so much. Might have to look into that. Okay, so Shaded Strike could win, but it's unlikely. There's no way it's going to beat Tackle Mount. We have nothing that can beat Tackle Mount this turn. The problem is I was kind of relying on Isod to have already won at least some clashes or landed some hits by now, and yeah, he's just not done that. See if you can do that and heal yourself. This turn's gonna blow. Oh boy, did it. That's pretty decent, though. Ooh. His sword's dead. Well, that's ironic. He was the one who's supposed to be there at the end of the battle, and he died first. Okay. Some rework's going to be needed, for sure. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Definitely some rework's needed. Yeah. Definitely some rework's needed. Definitely some rework's needed. Though Lily's doing well. I mean, considering we're always going to have burn, Lament would be a good shout. We'll give it to Zaru. Zaru needs power now. Zaru desperately needs power. Yeah. I don't even know if we're going to get the fucking Abno page we want to make this work. Might have to risk it all on a rip space, because, oh boy. Things aren't going to go well otherwise, and they still aren't. They're still going to get hit by a one-sided attack. Tackle mount. What is it with you and tackle mount? Block that. Lily's strategy has already started falling apart. She needs more card draw, I think. And Sakura was just a bad idea. There is no way in hell Greta is going to be beat down. It's just not fucking possible. Unless it is. Who knows? Unfortunately, Rip Space is going first, so however that's going to go is how that's going to go. This could be funny. All right, let's see what we can do. Yeesh. Yeah, Koa's gone. That failed. That did succeed, at least. That's something. Defense. Ooh. Yeah, nah, it's not going well. Well, that did something. Oh, come on! Musical addiction for Zaru. Solemn lament because it's cool. Okay, well, Lily's done for, so let's not worry about that, I suppose. Alright. A beatdown for you. And some steel knuckles for you. And that's it. Nothing else. At least Zaru's safe, I suppose. Yeah, no chance of you winning that. That's something. Aha! Yes! Chained Wrath! Finally, that's what we wanted. Okay, alright. And all blunt die, absolutely. Now, once Zaru runs out of emotion levels, we're fucked. Yes. In fact, might be fucked immediately. This turn might just be an absolute curb stomp. But you're using nothing but ranged attacks. You've got tackle mount going. That's about all we got. Okay, alright, well, go on, Zaru, do some damage before you go. Yeah, that went fine. Okay. Oh, cool. Yikes. Yeah, fuck you. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. No chance. Fuck you. Fuck you. Kinda surprised that works, to be honest. It's all just gonna be too much damage, yeah. Okay, so, interesting. Alright. Definitely some stuff to do there. I think this time I want to focus on doing better against the ensemble. Last time we fought Roland, so that was very fun. I like fighting Roland. It's a fun battle. This time, though, I want to focus on this ensemble, and I want to see if we can get past at least Act 1. Or Reception. Well, yeah, Act 1. It is Act 1. Okay, so I'm going to make some changes, and I'll talk you guys through them once they're done. Okay, so, some changes. I replaced some of your SODS cards. I put in Coordinated Assault and Fervid Emotions. They seem fitting, and they're also good cards, and I think they'll help. Zaru's had a bit more of an overhaul. I replaced the damaging die with Singular Strike and Keeping in Stride, so the shitty little resource gathering, loosen up, as it were, now has significantly more power behind it, and will grant him health back when he wins the clash. Then also Binding Arms, because I love it, honestly, is kind of the reason why, is because I really like it. But the lowered cost will also be quite helpful, and Duel, which hits like a truck, frankly. I don't plan, or I'm going to try and avoid, at the very least, giving Zaru violence. Not violence, sorry. It wasn't my original intent to give Zaru musical addiction. It was just in that moment we were doing so poorly and Zaru wasn't clashing half as well as I thought they would, that I was like, okay, we need some power. But defensive die is not part of the plan. We can get some blocks in there from duel, and that's a good idea. That'll also be a fantastic mass attack clasher, so that's fine. Steel Knuckles can still be fine. I reckon this will all work out. Lily, in my opinion, doesn't really need any changes. She performed quite well. Obviously, it could have been better, but I was happy with how she did. Lily, I removed Sakura and I got rid of one of the flip tables and replaced it with switcheroo. I'll put in 2 final strokes, but I think more switcheroo is important. We need those pages. In conjunction with the passive attribution, I think it'll be alright. Flip the table giving haste to everyone is cool, but not the most useful thing in the world, so 1 will do. And then Suspicious Contract, obviously, for light, and multi-party compensation for light as well. Kota, I think, was fine. I don't know, could probably be better, but I think the biggest issue here is that they didn't have enough support from their allies. Overcharge performed well, and that was about it, but we can look into it a bit more as time goes on. But with these changes, I think things might go a little better. Biggest problem, I think, was Isod getting fucking bodied from turn 1, and that's something we need to do something about. Hopefully we can this time. I apologize if it's a bit dull if we just fight the reverb ensemble over and over, but this feels like the best stress test because it's such a overwhelmingly like fuck you fight. It's not super hard, as it were, especially not if you're using 5 floors, but for 1 floor I think it's a good stress test to be like, all right, how does this stack up though in what is basically unfavorable circumstances. I really wish we would just play Technological Sciences music. I really do. It's the best song in the game. Fuck you. It's not, because there's melee tracks, but it's pretty good, alright? It's pretty good. With all those bonuses, you should be able to deal with Wound of Sorrow. I reckon if we use Duel on something else, the counter die might be able to deal with Menacing Noise. And that could be a really strong start. You're not using Tackle Mount first turn. That fills me with joy. Many dangerous attacks going in on his sod, actually. Tell you what. Deal with her. Okay, good start. Metal Gear, or Meat Gear, brain auto-translated to Metal Gear. Not a problem. That can be ignored. Let's see what we can do. That's not surprising. Damn. Not too bad, though. Could be better, could be worse. That was fine, I suppose. That was not. At least you're hitting back. Good. Big hits. Big hit in return. Worked out, I suppose. Worked out, I suppose. Yeah, we'll give Zod. Well, actually, we'll give it to Ysob. Ysob needs strength and has paralysis. If Kota doesn't do anything, they'll restore. Well, restoring light doesn't matter, but drawing pages does. And they'll also gain strength and endurance. Yeah, just hold them back for now. Okay. Sucks, but it's whatever. Kinda sucks. Thank fuck for that. That works quite well. So did that. That was pretty good overall. Happy. That went awfully. That went so bad. That went well. That didn't. God, a lot happened there. The sound fucking broke. Okay, so Ysodi's gaining a lot of strength this turn. Lily's battle strategy has almost completely fallen apart because she just wasn't getting the card draw. More switcheroos, definitely. If we're leaning into purely into Final Stroke and Impugnatio Ultima, then it's all about card draw. It's very different from a normal strategy, and that's the thing I needed to adjust to. Oh, good, you're doing this. Oh, fucking wonderful. And Zaru doesn't have any of his good cards. And neither do you. You kinda do. You have good cards, but no charge. And you have Final Stroke. Okay, yeah, nah, I'm just gonna kinda fucking go back and just see what I can change. Fuck, flip the table. It does very little for us. Switcheroo. Alright, so, Ysods remains the same. Zaru's remains the same, though I'm keeping an eye on it. Lily, I replaced one of her smoke smashes with Wilder City, just for light and draw page thing. Seemed like a good idea. Lily, I got more switcheroos in a Stay Calm. And now we have one final stroke, one Impugnatio Ultima, and the idea is hopefully to just discard the entire fucking page, entire deck, every single time. This deck has been submitted before. I just don't remember it. That's the thing, of course, you know, is all that stuff happened a year ago. Like, if you're going through the playlist, you might be like, it's really weird to come upon these videos where Foreman seems to have forgotten everything, and it's kind of because I have, because it's been over a year. I can only apologize, of course, for how frustrating it may be, but, you know, bear with me. I'm hoping my suffering will at least prove to be entertaining to you. I got rid of, the other fucking charge spending big attack and just put in another overcharge. I think more overcharges are necessary for Kota to actually perform. I haven't changed passives. Maybe they do need changing, maybe they don't need changing. I don't know. But I'm going to give this another try. I think we got a bit unlucky in some cases on that fight as well, in terms of card draw. I don't know. It's hard to say. But it's worth mentioning that even in games which rely on luck, if they're good games that rely on luck, there's usually something you can do to at least help tip the odds in your favor. Limbus is like that, and so is Ruina. So, there are things I can do. Even if I'm like, oh, I'm just not drawing the cards, that doesn't necessarily mean the deck is bad. Sometimes you're just unlucky. But at the same time, if I'm not drawing the right cards, then I need to make changes to increase the chances of me drawing the right cards. And I think maybe this mentality is why I lean into card draw too much sometimes. And, you know, it's a bit of a struggle to find that perfect balance. Let's see what we can do, though. Well, this turn will be a turn. Goddamn. Haha, it worked! Yes! Well, it's fine, I suppose it has to be. That's good. Beautiful. Extra hits. Or extra damage, I mean. Got some health back. Oh, come on. Oh, that's something. That's some healing, which will also translate to strength. That's just some extra damage. Okay. Fuck it, strength. Strength. Yeah, strength, we like it. Now, Kota's currently unavailable. Oh my god, this still didn't work. Fuck it, use Larigol. Or Lurigol, whatever. Use that move, and we'll do more damage, and might be able to end this quicker. Pillip needs to go. It's causing so many of our problems. That worked out. Good. Fine. Good. Good. Lots of healing. And a punch. And then a lot of one-sided hits, which do more stagger damage than usual. You're fine. That's good. Reduce damage, but not by much. That's good. Big hits. Big hits. Okay, it's not going too poorly in the grand scheme of things. And strength is getting spread around. You're using Scorching Desperation. We can do something about that. 13 charge, so Rip Space is guaranteed to do a good job this turn. Rip's... Oh, God. Oh, but it's not fucking... Oh, it's too expensive. Ah! So 5-9, 5-7 versus 4-8, 9-14. And they're gaining +3. I didn't notice a Pilp's gaining +3 strength. That's not good. Okay. You've got Impugnatio Ultima. Thank fuck for that. You're gonna need it. Yeah, you're gonna need it. Yeah, you are. You've got Duel. Duel should deal with that. Should deal with that. Plenty of, dice on there. And then find that fastest, most dangerous... Well, that kind of needs dealing with. Yeah, but we'll be able to. Well... Yeah, Duel can deal with it, and then some. Okay, so that only does paralysis on Clash Win, and bleed on Clash Win as well. She'll recover a bit of HP, but as long as you win that clash, and that first clash you win, and then take the second hit, it will be fine. Okay, fingers crossed. 21, so 2 people failed. Fervent Emotions, that failure is a bad one. There's some big hits though, or a big hit. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's something. That went surprisingly well. That went horribly. His sword's gonna die again. Good, good, good. Lots of damage. There, just get a little bit of health back. Just a little something. Fuck it, we might be able to save Assad. Actually, no, we can't. He's got fuck all health. Whoops, hadn't considered the burn. Okay. Okay, well, you're probably dead, so here's what you do. You protect Lily. You protect her. I don't know, that's what we got, I suppose. Oh, fuck me, no. Yeah, she's dead. That one, that's good, that one. Yep. Oh, I really need you to get that hit, though. Yeah, yeah, okay. Pretty sure she's dead, too, if not very soon. There we go, just a little bit too late though. We lost 3 people. Only good news is Zaru has a lot of... Oh, has more speed die than attacks now. Okay. Well, tackle mount obviously needs to be dealt with, doesn't it? Oh good, you're doing a mass summation. Oh, fucking perfect. I love it when you do that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's fucking Excuse me, I picked a very specific die. For a very specific reason. Thank you. He does still have guts, so it's not over yet, it's just not looking great. Maybe your 1 counter dice will do the trick. I don't know, we'll see. I'll never tell. Fuck. At least we beat that, handily. Alas. Why? No! Well, that's game, set, match for Zaru, I think. If not now, then very soon. It is actually game, set, match for Zaru, like, immediately. Big damage, but not enough. Nah. Another mulligan. I mean, maybe this deck's just shit. Maybe everything I've made is just terrible. I don't know. I'm willing to believe it. The discard deck is not fucking working, let me tell you. I think I've just fucked it. I think I've just entirely fucked it. This was ambitious, but goes nowhere. Okay, I've made many changes. I've gone crazy with changes, and they're all probably wrong, but I don't care. I'm just gonna keep trying. And by keep trying, I mean, this is the last try, because it's been 2 hours. Fuck. I have to record something else today. Bollocks. That's fine. For your sod, forward march, class and respects, 2 steel knuckles, 2 Bajirs, coordinated assault, unyielding strike, and fervent emotions. I figure biggest problem with his sod is that he just never gets to land hits because he's not hitting high enough. He needs to land hits to heal, he needs to land hits to get strength up, and he needs to heal and do reasonably well in order to survive long enough for Remembrance and Kazuna to take effect, right? So Bajir will help with that. That's a big hit. 7 to 10 is decent. It will beat something, gain 2 strength. That can be used to farm for more health, which gains more strength, which keeps Assad going. Potentially. Zaru has been completely changed his passives as well. I just put down Papa Skeleton. Problem with Zaru, we were going too complicated with it. I had to refine it. Make it simple. We got Gig for Light Store. We got Steel Knuckles for card draw and counter. We got because it's decent. We got Press Flesh because that's good, and also card draw, duel, and beatdown. I just want to keep beatdown. I don't know. It feels appropriate. Lily has also been changed. I went from dodging and slashing to what I feel like is fencing. Okay, so we've got Alan's page, which is a personal favorite, with Speed 3, Mercy, Stiletto, and Chink in one's armor, and we've thrown in Wedge, Your Shield, and Liquefied Flesh. Good Pierce and defense power, and we're going to be making use of it, hopefully. With 3 taste tests, I don't know, resilience might help, but the light restoration is good, and it's a pierce attack, after image, for dodge, pierce, and also getting rid of those status elements that this opponent loves to stack on us. Let's have some fun. Plenty of light restoration and dodge, block and pierce. Sturdy defense, pierce. Celestial spear, draw, and does lots of damage, and also has a counter die. And stiletto is a big move. Lily, I don't even know, man. Other than 4 trigrams is my best thing I can think of now, and I added another stay calm and got rid of suspicious contract. She's gonna suck later on in the fight, but we're not even getting there at the moment, so changes needed to be made. As for Kota, I added another overcharge. In fact, I actually have another idea on this. Give me a sec. I've completely changed Koa around. Fuck it, we're just going nuts. It's Maximum Crash Climax Koa. We're just going for it now. Maxim's page with Speed, Triple R Suit, Rhino Procedure, Bionic Charge, Synchronized Hull, and Maximum Crash probably being the key one. And then Psych Up, Ready Position, Reaction Force, and Keeping in Stride. Leaning in almost entirely on Overcharge. Cause fuck it, I guess. Energy Conversion for card draw and light gain, and Ready Up so that Kota can provide a bit of support to allies. That's what we're going for. Energy Shield. So that gains a lot of charge, and it will also benefit from the defensive bonuses that Kota will get from Rhino Procedure. Thinking about it, key aspects to this is to make sure the final stroke is drawn, or Impugnatio Ultima. If we don't get them, if we don't get one of those 4 cards, the whole strategy falls apart. So this seems like the best way to go. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, one last try. This is it, all or nothing. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It's all a learning experience. Impugnatio Ultima. Good. We can't use that first then. Oh my god. All right, it's fine, whatever. Lily just needs some clashes. They just need some clashes. Please beat Restrain. I hate that move. Go after Image and then do Taste Test, hopefully to deal with that, but we'll see. You're being hit by Distorted Courage. You can do something about that. Coordinated Assault. Then again, it only does increase damage based on bleed. So if we're gonna fail that anyway, because I don't see a way around it, let's at least do this so we gain more charge. Have a go at that, which you'll probably fail, but you'll get your clashes, so that's what matters. And you can use Class and Respect on them. Yeah, and that might work out. Okay, give it a go. Not surprising. Fine. Amazing. Actually fantastic. Not surprising. Good. Wonderful. Fair enough. Perfect. You love to see it. Not surprising. Just hang in there, Lily. Ah, Koa, yeah. Hang in there, buddy. It's gonna be fine. Don't you worry. It's all part of the plan. That's not. Hey, that worked out. You sort of got some health back. Zaru always chooses violence. It's just how they are. Okay, so we had a first turn. Now we've got Overcharge. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, you can deal with Restrain. Yeah, you fucking can. Tackle Mount again. You can deal with it, but you'd be out of lights. Which is not great. You can deal with Tackle Mount. Yeah, that works better. You're gonna need to deal with Wound of Sorrow. Which you can probably do. Should be able to deal with that. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Wait. Taste test. Deal with that. Oh, you're gonna... All allies gain 1 strength. God, I really don't want you to do that. Desperately don't want you to do that. Clash when inflict 2. It's just Tail Whisk. That's not a big move. All right. Get rid of that instead. We do not want them all gaining strength. We're barely keeping up with them as it is. Or, like, throughout this entire video, we haven't kept up with them at all. So, yeah. Good. Big punches. Good enough. Got some health back. Perfect. That didn't go well, did it? That's pretty low on the overall roll rate of fucking Celestial Spear. I'm just not rolling very well, I've noticed. Some cases it's like, yeah, okay, that was a risky one, fair enough. In other cases, I've looked at that and been like, come on now. That obviously would fail. That doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't say the game's being unfair, but it's not being friendly either. You're gonna do your mass attack this turn, which you can't defend against. And you don't have enough charge for protection, so you're just gonna get bodied. You're actually gonna be staggered next turn and do nothing. You've got final stroke. It'll have to be enough. Fuck it, Zara, go for it. I tried to be reasonable about dealing with tackle mount before and the game wasn't having it. So what do I do exactly other than just go for it, I suppose? Okay, new plan. After him are just some pretty good values, I suppose. They do love to roll high, apparently, but you're gonna have to try because we can't afford to use stiletto this turn. We can't. Yeah, that'll do it, I suppose. Everyone except Lily succeeded, which is a decent result, I suppose. Are you kidding me? Really? Fervid Emotions lost all of those clashes. Are you sure? Are you actually sure? I'm not entirely sure it did. I think that's some fucking bullshit. It's just not happening, is it, really? We're just not getting there. No, not even Final Stroke can do it. Lily's dead. There's nothing we can do about that. Chances are Koa's dead too. Yeah. I just, you know, I'm gonna try. I'll fight this one to the end, because fuck it, I refuse to just lay down and give up on it. But at the same time, yeah. At the same time, I just don't think these concepts work. Or if they do, I'm not doing them properly. Like, something about the way I'm trying to implement them is very wrong. There is a deep, innate problem with how I'm doing this. Like, I think the key point is that if you've got Myongist in your team and you're losing, you're doing something wrong. There is something inherently wrong. That is the be-all end-all. I'd love to sit here and make excuses for myself, but that's the reality of the situation. I have the most broken shit, and it's not working, which means something's wrong. I'll use life insurance, but I can tell you for free, oh, you're using a mass attack. You're such a fucking bastard. Fine, target it, because they won't be able to resist it, because that's precisely how mass attacks work. You can't counter a mass attack with a mass attack, right? Surely that'll be fine. Don't even know where to begin with this one. And as much as I will sit here and whinge about what's occurring, at the end of the day, I am keenly aware that the fault lies with either my decks or how I'm playing them. There is no two ways about it. I am under no illusion that I have made some brilliant fucking decks and the game just doesn't appreciate them and is cheating or whatever. Nah, something's wrong. And the good news is that I'm pretty sure you guys will tell me what's wrong with them. Just got some health back. That's something. And we beat that. But yeah, people will tell me what's wrong, and then I can be like, okay, fair enough. And we can go from there. Yeah, fuck you. Stupid. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, fuck you. Wait, why did it counter a defense? You know what? Whatever. I don't even care. Tell you what, though, we're going out with a fucking bang. That's for sure. Not just gonna roll. I can't use that. Okay, whatever. Not just gonna roll over. Let them steal our goo. No way. 44. It was never gonna work. Never ever. Fuck you, Pillip. Yeah. Nah, that's unfortunate. How did I forget tackle mount? It doesn't matter, it's over. We killed Pillip, honestly. Please. Oh, hey, it's not over yet. Well, look at that. Interesting. We don't have any light though. I'm just gonna keep fighting. I'm just gonna keep fighting. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep fighting. Cause fuck these guys. Absolute unbearable cringe that they are. Go for it. Yeah. 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 And the stagger. And we're still in there. Fuck you. You know what? Your little healing shit won't mean nothing if they're fucking dead. How about that? All in. Channeling my best girl Rhodia here, like all in. All in. I'm surprised she survived that. Really? Only just though. Really was expecting that to kill her. I mean, that is all that we've got, so let's just try it. Good. Oh, yeah. Oh, and she's dead. Oh, wonderful. Come on, Zaru. Come on, please. Ah, no, there's not enough light, surely. Surely, there's just not enough. Are you doing a mass summation? Is that really necessary? I know I need more light, but I can't. There's a mass summation coming out this turn. And even with all of Zaru's benefits, that might be too much. No, he passes. Oh, yes. Please, my friend, punch her face in. That was weird. That would be about the end, I think. A solid effort, my friend, a solid effort, but alas. He was a bit of a beast at the end there, let's be real, he was. He was a bit of a beast. It was pretty cool. But yeah, in summary, this is no good. I was more forgiving to my Floor of History builds because I didn't use Myongist, but I literally used Myongist on this floor and it didn't work. So, what I have built just ain't good enough, really, is it?
But wait! There's more!
Hey guys, it's like a couple days later, and between then and now, I managed to get sick, so that's great. Mill now, wonderful. I'll edit out the sniffs if I can, but be aware that that might happen. I guess I'll do my best. I've decided to make, I know I kept saying one last try last time when we were trying to do this, but this will actually be the last try. I did one last overhaul of this team, and if it doesn't work, fair enough. Fair enough. I admit defeat. It's okay. Sometimes you can't do fun shit. Sometimes you need to be smart about it, and I'm not being smart about it, hence why this isn't working out. Also, to be fair, the reception I'm doing, you know, you can use up to 5 floors on it, and I'm attempting to do as much as I can with just 1, but by the same token, I feel like I should at least be able to beat the first act without losing a team, especially if I'm using Myongist, and I feel like I didn't struggle with the final act that much back in the day, so it definitely speaks to how flawed these builds are, but it's kind of all a part of it, isn't it, really? It's exactly why I'm doing this. So let's go back to Yesod once more. Still Elena's page of all the same things, still Remembrance, still Kazuna Extreme Fatigue, but I added Grit and Lone Fixer. So that if Yesod does make it to being the last remaining character, he will be incredibly strong. He will be super fucking strong, lots of more power, very nice, which won't help with some of these skills, but you know, it's fine. Forward March, Brace Up, Scattering Slash ×2, Silent Mist ×2, Will of the City, Repressed Flesh, and Unyielding Strike. Kind of the focus here is to get as much protection as possible so that Yesod is just not really taking damage. He's got Nuovo Fabric and Grit, which means at a certain point he just won't really take damage, and if he can become strong enough, or if he can start winning some clashes, he will regain health, whilst also not taking much damage and gain strength for regaining health, and if the other members of the team die, and he's the last one left, he'll be especially powerful. I like the idea behind what I've done for Yasod overall, but I don't think it works. Full disclosure, just coming out with it now, less silliness, more being real. I think this concept can work, but I think the way I've approached it doesn't work, because Yasod is usually one of the first to die in this reception. Now, if it was a different reception against less damaging characters with less mass attacks, maybe he'd do better. But if we were doing that kind of reception, I'm pretty sure the other 4 just wouldn't die, so Yasod's power would never really come in anyway. But it's still a fun concept, and I like the idea behind it. Zaru, I've changed around a bit. 2 forward marches, 2 high kicks, faultless strike, steel knuckles, Grey Serpent's impact, augury kick, and unyielding strike on Tanya's page, mostly for guts and Nuevo fabric, to be honest. Strongest, Myongest, and Puppet Skeleton, keeping it nice and simple. I think Great Serpent's impact is actually a really good shout because it's +2 bonus stagger damage on blunt hits for this scene. I assume that also refers to Zaru's other cards, which means extra stagger damage means extra, removal of problematic targets, which can allow us to win the fight. Other than that, I don't know. These are just cards I like, really. Like, Augury Kick will be useful for gaining strength, Unyielding Strike for more light, card draw, and counter, which is handy. But nothing crazy here. Probably keep Unyielding Strike and Great Serpent's Impact, one or the other, to be used as, like, mass attack defense. We'll see how that goes. Lily, very slashy nowadays. Lots and lots of very much slash. Lots of slash. Leaning a little less into the singular strike focus of previously, but still, class and respect rolls real high with this build. Serpent's Sword technique is decent with the amount of bonuses she gets to slash attacks. +3 at bare minimum, so that's pretty good. And then further, so it'll be +4 at higher emotion levels, so that'll get even better. Flow of the Sword becomes cheaper later on and has some decent numbers. It's very nice. And Bijir is great. We all know that to be true. Violet Blade, naturally. And Unyielding Strike, once again, light and mass attack. Contention. This is going to be a lot more boring, alright? This is literally just my last salty attempt to make this happen. Lily. We changed things around a bit. It's on Olivier's page with 4 trigrams, all for Hana and the 12 fixers. And then she's got Hana for all, reindeer treatment, and keeping in stride. I wanted to help the team. I also want her to fight relatively well. Forward march, brace up, 2 Bajirs, Will of the City, and Seize Chance. I don't know about Seize Chance, but Bajir we know is pretty good. My concern is mass attack defense, to the point where I might get rid of one Seize Chance to replace with True Trigram formation because it just gives her a means by which to resist mass attacks, which I think is important. I think at the end of the day, it could just be me, or maybe it's a cop-out, but doing themed decks is very fun, and I like doing it, and I like leaning into what I envision these characters to be, but I think there needs to be some compromise. There are some occasions where I need to be like, alright, this may not necessarily be in line with my vision for this character, but at the same time, they need this or they're just gonna get bodied, and then no one's having fun, except maybe you guys watching me suffer, because I do suffer a lot in this series, but it is fun. So yeah, that's what I'll go with for her. Bijir will almost definitely do well, most of the time. Seize Chance at the very least mitigates damage and provides endurance to everyone else. True Trigram speaks for itself, and the rest of this is just resource cards and probably not necessary, but fuck it. Kota! I've gone with a Maxim page. I've gone with the Commander. I've gone with Your Shield, Double Kick, Maximum Crash. Get tons of charge and then just keep it and support the team and also be like really durable. And whenever they win any kind of clash, they'll do some damage, which means they will work their enemies down. Good with defensive cards as well. Helpful for Rhino, Ram, and quick suppression. This is what I'm going with. Is it a good idea? Probably not, but we're going to give it one last try. And I'm going to concentrate as hard as I can to make this work. Because I would like to win at least once. That would be really nice. But this is truly the last attempt, regardless what happens. I'm willing to accept defeat if my ideas are just crap. Alright, let's see what we can do. So my personal preferred strategy is to find the highest speed thing in play, deal with that, and then work my way down the speed dice, as it were. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, but it seems like a decent strategy. I would love to deal with restrain, because I swear that always hits us. And I do get nervous about the idea of actually getting hit by like 3 stacks of restraint, and then I think you get staggered. Oh, it's on hit against a target with 3 or more stacks of restraint, you just immobilize them for the next scene. Okay, so not as bad as being staggered, but still not great. I have an idea. Is it good? No. It's an idea. So what we do, you see, yes, we use Gone, gain that endurance, and then use this Bijir to deal with meat gear, and then, oh, but wait, there's a blazing strike, so we use Seize Chance. Even that doesn't seem like a good idea necessarily. Nah, I've got a better idea. Go Bijir on Philip. You're probably going to get hit by that second hit, but the damage will be reduced and it'll be fine. Then Will of the City on Meat Gear Smoke Cycle to get light back and draw pages. Mostly to draw pages. She's not going to be too bad overall because she has Rev for trigrams, so her card draw won't be so bad, but still, I find card draw to be an issue a lot of the time. And I actually think it's because of how I play, in that I often use sequences of big cards without thinking about, okay, but do I need more cards next turn? I'm not always great about thinking about next turn in general. I need to get better at that. Scattering Slash is a bit of a risk, but he would gain protection for it, which means he wouldn't get hurt very much. Go for it. Lily is well suited to dealing with that. Singular Strike and +3 to Slash die, and an extra +2, +5 to Class and Respect. That's 9 to 13. Against 11 to fit. Ah, it's not as good as it's gonna have to be Violet Blade. Need to make sure. She just won't act with her second die. Alternatively, that'd be 10 to 13. Which is still not great. Fuck it, try Bijir, and then use Class and Respect to deal with that. That'll probably work out, I suppose. Fanciful Tune, there's a lot going on, but someone else might be able to deal with it. To be fair, recovering 5 HP for 2 random allies does not matter that much, especially not at the start of the battle. Winning clashes is more important, and landing damage. It's not like he heals himself, after all. This will probably suck, but it's something. And then this will probably suck, but it's something. Fuck it, go Brace Up instead. You're gaining protection, you'll be alright. By rights, Yasod will reduce all damage taken next turn by about 5. So, and that's at minimum. So he should be okay. Let's have a look. Let's see what happens. That's not great. Good. Wonderful. Big punch. Wonderful. Marvelous. Yeah, I roughly expected as much. Yeah, that's roughly went. Oh no, I really hoped it would do it. I really hoped Bashir would do it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Big hit, and it deflects. And a lot of damage in return, shit. Very small amounts of damage. Okay, well, that was a first turn. That's about all I've got to say about them at this point. 9% certain that Yasod will always have... Fuck it. I want to try and keep Yasod alive because I've got a whole strategy around that, and I just want him to do good, that's all. Why have you got all 6s? Why are you such an asshole? Draw a page, see what you get. Not a lot going on. True Trigram should deal with Restrain though, surely. Unfortunately, Zaru's required to deal with that because it's too fast. That will absolutely deal with it though. It'd be a lot of damage. And that's kind of the main thing by this point, is just doing tons of damage. Yasod will probably go up a emotion level this turn, regardless of how well he does. So, may as well just lean into that, I suppose. Tackle mount. Always with the tackle mount. Hopefully Zaru can take care of it. +3 strength with an additional +1 to blunt power. It's actually not guaranteed at all, which terrifies me, but... It's gotta be fine, you know? It's gotta be, it has to be! It's just gotta be okay. Yeah, fuck it, gain protection, never gain a damage ever again. Just do your best. Music therapy, you are gaining some strength, but not much. Fort Gear Foretell. You're gaining +3 strength, so try a Brace Up. 6 to 11, that's pretty good. Okay, well look, we're doing our best, you know? We're really getting in there and doing stuff. Let's see how it do. Good. Marvelous. Bam. Lots of damage. Went well. Yes! Oh, baby, yes. Oh my god, that's amazing. Ugh. Oh, they're going for it. Everyone except your sword is starting to believe. Ah, that's bad. That went pretty well. Well, a lot happened there, and the sound didn't like it. The sound got very upset, all the things that happened. Chances are Zaru will probably be the last person standing, or at least one of them, so... Obviously, yeah, you're doing Scorching Desperation now. I was expecting that. I really wish we'd gained another fucking speed die by this point, but no. At least we're doing alright for light. The Violet Blade is technically a good clasher, unless it rolls low, which it can. But, you know, it's whatever. Now would be the time to gain strength. That will give it to someone else as well. You do have true trigram formation, you should be alright. That should be able to do it. It's mass summation. That will absolutely do the trick. We could probably stagger the musicians of Bremen soon, and that would be amazing. Rhino Ram will totally deal with this. Totally. Unyielding Strike should be enough, and your sword's got quite a bit of strength. Honestly, we're well set up for this one. It should be okay. Go Faultless Strike for that. Keep things nice and chill. Oh, so very... with the tackle mount and such, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, if Lily doesn't beat that mass attack, she's kind of fucked anyway, so she really needs to just beat the mass attack and then go on to defeat tackle mount. And if she does, then great, and if she doesn't, well, it was nice knowing her, you know? Like, cool to see her again. Unfortunately, things did not play out very well. It was just whatever that, really, isn't it? Like, kinda. That was a series of words. Her Saudi Slam is attacking in a block, so Class and Respect would deal with that. And Greta will absolutely destroy Lily if she fails her mass attack summation thing, so better fucking hope that doesn't happen. Try Graze the Grasp, I'm not expecting much. Kota will get enough charge to get the maximum crash benefits soon. And Lost HP does add Endurance, which will make their defensive moves better. They are running out of cards, though, I've noticed. Concerns me. Definitely Will of the City to just get more cards. Forward March for more lights. And we'll see how it goes. Lily failed. She's dead. She's dead. She's quite dead. She's very fucking dead. That's fine, I suppose. That was a lot of damage. That worked out, honestly. It's your... Oh, she's so dead. Big damage. And a deflect stagger. Oh, yes. Big hits. Oh, he's so good. He might even die this turn. Oh, no. Just in time. Oh, that means his sword will get stronger. Oh, my God, your sword's actually going to gain the death benefit, the death strength, and we can give this to Zaru. Oh my god, guys, it's happening. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh wow, we're actually finally getting to play this properly. Look at your sword with 9 strengthened. 9! That's more than what they had before. Oh fuck, it's finally happening. The build is finally coming together. Yeah, I lost my composure a little, but I couldn't believe it. We're finally there. We've achieved Nirvana, you know? Like, finally happening. Wound to Sorrow can be dealt with by High Kick. Now get some extra cards as well. Very nice. Blazing Strike. Great Serpent's Impact. We will stagger Pillip this turn. Might even kill him. Zaru will focus on destroying Pillip. This works for me. Your sword is going to absolutely clean up. It will be devastating is what it will be. It will be absolutely fucking devastating. Oh, come on, this is my turn. I've earned it. I've earned a big one. Yep. Oh, you're in so much trouble. Yep. Good. God, double major, excellent, wonderful. Yep. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, it's going down. Yeah! You have no idea how excited I am to see this finally work. Oh, it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Yep. Fuck you. Oh. Oh, it's a bad day for you. Yep. Yep. Incredible. Now Philip is dead too. There'll probably be a mass attack from Eileen this turn. Yeah. I know this battle well now. In fact, I want to hear back from you guys on this, although I imagine most of you stopped watching by now because it's probably going to be quite a long video. But, how do you feel about us fighting the fucking reverberation all the time? If you want to see some different fights, I totally understand, and we'll do that. Oh my god, your sword still has 9 strength. Ugh. Bonjour. But yeah, no, if you guys would prefer to see some different fights, it's totally cool, and we'll absolutely do that. Unfortunately, Isod's best fucking mass attack clash of this turn is Scattering Slash, and that's not good. That's not good. He's only gaining 2 enduring. Use that to see if you give it to someone else. Yeah, you gave it to Kota. Kota could do with the help. In fact, I don't think it will save them regardless. Soul Lament will only count as 1 to 6, so that's not gonna... Okay, so Eileen's gonna kind of fuck us up this turn. Immobilize target next scene. I didn't even know it did that. I think we've beaten Thorgear Advent every single time. But it's worth pointing out, it's next turn, or next scene, not this scene, which means we would still have a chance to immobilize these two, well, stagger these two, before we get mobilized. So it could work out. I'm not entirely confident that Steel Knuckles would do it. I don't know if this takes Myongist into account. I can't remember. I say for this turn, Kota will focus on staggering Eileen. Really, my main goal is to just beat this phase. If I can do that, I will be as happy as can be. It's all I want. You know, by this phase, I mean this reception, this act. That's what the word I'm looking for, act. If I can beat this act, I'm happy. That proves that the build has at least some value. Because then this build will go on to the next turn, or the next act, and do some damage, some at the very least, and as such, value would have been delivered, you know? Like, we would have gotten something out of this. It would have been, in some way, worth it. I mean, I'll try and block it, I suppose, but I'm not expecting anything. Okay. Steel Knuckles actually did it, and so did Scattering Slash. Holy crap. In fact, Kota's the only one who failed. And Kota's about to deliver their value and then some. Oh yeah. 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 So good. Oh, Gressy, you're in so much trouble. Yep. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, I do believe so. I mean, clean for Zaru, obviously. For obvious reasons. Regret for Zaru, basically. Yeah, no, we've actually done it. Weirdly, surprisingly, shockingly. Doesn't even matter because we've won. There's nothing here that like hurts us or anything like that. And cards, hand cards are all reset in the next act anyway, so go for it. Boom. Bam. What I actually should have done was let Yusod go for it because he would have healed himself, but I didn't think of that. But if you were fighting properly, that's what you'd do. And then the music is immediately ruined by the appearance of Miss Mermaid and Mr. Knife. Children, please put your hands together for Miss Mermaid and Mr. Knife. They're here now. Stagger damage, stagger damage. Okay, so it'd be good to get rid of those two, but it'd be difficult as well, because of all these speed die. Okay, well, No! No! Oh, god damn it! No! Piss! No! No! I don't know what I thought. Look, I'm ill, right? So I just didn't. I was like, oh yeah, I need to press space to, you know, get the speed die to fucking roll, even though they'd already rolled, and I just didn't see. That's really upsetting. I was enjoying that a lot. I was really enjoying the fact, well, I was having a good time, and I just fucking fuck it. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that is unbelievably frustrating. This is why you don't record when you're ill, kids, because you don't think properly. Because, you know, you already have to section off a part of your brain to talk and do commentary, and then to play the game as well. And then when you're ill, you have even less brain to section off. So, it's a bad time. Oh, poor Zaru. Funny thing is, they're doing so many not attacks. Well, look, there's no point sitting here and watching it. Let's leave. We've done. We did it. So, this team actually turned out to be way better than I thought. Like, we finally got there in the end, finally managed to make it happen. I'm pleased with it overall. When your Sod's bonuses actually get going, he becomes incredible. Like, +9 strength, that means basically any card in the game can beat, or any offensive die in the game can beat basically anything. There are limits to that, of course, but it's good enough. Shit's insane. Zaru is obvious. Like, the fact that Zaru wasn't cleaning up sooner speaks to how badly I built the deck. And even then, even in this, I wouldn't say he was doing incredibly well. I think Floor of Technological Sciences Myongist could do better than that, but I was still pleased with the overall outcome. Lily was alright, but could do better. I think just move some cards around, perhaps. But the overall concept is pretty decent. It's nothing particularly unusual. It's just Slash with a little bit of extra haste thrown in for good measure. Strong, but nothing special. Lily did great. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with the fucking, I can't remember what her name is right now, Mirene. Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with Mirene's page. Honestly, it just works. And Kota, well, Kota wasn't amazing, but did provide a valuable role in being quite durable, providing a lot of support to the other characters through Commander. Maximum Crash made them more durable. And, you know, Ruina Ram's a great clasher, so that worked out quite well. Double kick's always fun for defensive builds. I was pleased with it overall. I don't like that I had to resort to using Commander and Hana for All, because I wanted to kind of try and move away from those a little bit for some of these builds, but after a certain point, you have to kind of admit that I would hesitate to say that they are required for endgame, because really, you can just make shit work, but they are, for many players, I think, especially those who are around my skill level, a bit of a crutch for the late game. Where it's like, okay, well, you've made some builds, and some of them aren't great, but it's okay because you have Hana for All and Commander, which means even though those builds could be better in many ways, they're gaining enough benefits that you can just kind of force them to work, as it were. Your sword literally requires on his gimmick to work, though. Like, just a couple bits of extra strength and endurance don't save this. He needs those benefits. But I think, at the very least, using Scattering Slash was a good idea. That 3 protection is a good shout. And I wonder if maybe just have 3 Scattering Slashes instead of Silent Mist, and then replace that Silent Mist with something else. Well, I don't know. I can't think of it right now, and I'm not going to go searching through. But yeah, I'm glad at least, even though I came back ill and you know, lengthened this video considerably, but I'm glad we finally got to at least show off that I could make this work. Albeit with a couple of crutches thrown in there. But yeah, I'll take you guys back now to past me, who isn't ill and has rounded off the episode thinking that everything I did was a disaster. When in reality, we actually beat it. So that's great, but I'll take you back now. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully, I don't feel too ill, so I don't think this will disrupt the upload schedule too much, but if I sound a little hoarse in my voice in some recordings, you know why. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the past future. LP time travel is confusing.
Hello!
Your sod was a fun idea, and I do truly believe that the thing that the person originally mentioned, you know, on having the focus on remembrance, this could be played way better, frankly, and would also be way better on the Floor of Languages, as I mentioned at the top of this episode. Like, that would be the better way to play it. But cool idea. I will give myself credit and say the way I approached it was a cool idea, but the execution, nah, man, nah. It's no good. It's not good enough. Now, maybe I am being a bit too harsh to myself. This is one of the toughest fights in the game where you can use 5 floors, right? Like, you're not supposed to be here with 1, but I did better back in the day. dealing with that final battle. I did. I remember it. I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, which is a big if, I remember not struggling too much with the first lot of them. Maybe I did. Maybe I did struggle with them, but I don't remember it. So I don't think I did, but I could be wrong. Could be misremembering. I think both Lily's things were all right. This has too many taste tests. This was thrown together in a rush. Like, I was just kind of like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna put something together, beep, beep, click, click. It didn't work. Fine, totally fine. But I think both her pages definitely had more potential and did all right. They were more basic, they were more simple, and as a result tended to work better. Lily's idea was fun, and I know this can work, but I'm not doing it properly, so I don't know what the deal is there. And Kota, fun idea, but once again, I don't think I did it properly, so what are you gonna do? That's just how it be, though. But that was the floor of technological sciences, the one that I'm assuming everyone thought would be a slam dunk in regards to, like, success and general competence, and I fucked it up. Yeah, that sounds like me. I think one of the biggest issues was a lack of buffs. Like I said, I mentioned Commander before and Mirane and why I wasn't using them, but that's really what this floor could have used, was Nikolai and Mirane.
Look at your sword with 9 strength.
Being able to spam some of that would have made a huge difference if Lily was just like a Mirane character, Lily was a Nikolai style character, and then Kotazaru and Yasod could have basically done whatever the fuck they wanted because they would have had the shoes given to them to walk the distance. But yeah, I didn't do that. But that's probably how I would improve in the future. I'd probably keep Zaru as he is because it was fun. Yasod, I'm too invested in the idea to honestly want to replace it. Kota's, I could take or leave, frankly. I like Kota, it's just the build I made for them, I could take or leave. But yeah, probably more support characters. Just built better, really. That's all, the biggest thing I can say for myself, just built better. I tried too much to lean into what I wanted to do, and it did not work out. That's what happens when you experiment. That is precisely the nature of experimentation. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it really fucking doesn't. Such is life. You guys are aware, a lot of you are Ruina veterans. I'm sure you spent much time on your own time experimenting. I'm sure you've had many duds come up, and in fact, I'm always asking you guys for like big, powerful builds or whatever, or interesting builds. I want to know your duds, right? You have to have built some duds in your career. I don't care how good you are. Not every deck you made was perfect. I want to know, what were some of your biggest fuck-ups where you brought something to the reception and like by turn 2 you were like, this doesn't work, this does not work, this is not, it's just bad. Because I'm sure we've all done it, it can't just be me. But that's all from me for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I have fun, as always. I do enjoy it. This one was more frustrating because I really wanted it to work. But what can you do? What can you do? Other than build better. Just build better. Special thanks to our members and patrons, Cryolytic, Abyssal Angie, Grand Captain General Peace, Beanbag Turtle, Malignant Humor, Zanael, Cuds, Kana Samaria, Poe, Pork Chop Lebreck, Scrubby Doo, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Lumen, Summercat, Flanny, Pinch Dragoon, Lila Hagsai, Lipotatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dresso, Slol, Final Legend, Etherbin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar, Pinball, Majoko, Maimu Now, Kia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jess Kitty, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Leper Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching, and also for supporting me on YouTube. I'll remember it someday. I think I remembered it in one video. Still not there yet. Yeah, I can appreciate how it can be frustrating to watch someone basically not only not play well, but not play well in essence on purpose. But I think this is an interesting experiment to do, I suppose. I guess a lot of the Ruina community has probably experimented with everything that can be experimented with, and there's just really nothing left to find. But the thing is, I don't go looking that shit up. I don't look up builds, because that's boring. Half of this game is deck building. Well, let's actually rephrase that. Half the game is the story, 25% is deck building, and 25% is actual receptions, right? I would say that's a fair allocation of how gameplay in this game goes, or the experience one has with this game goes. Deck building is part of the fun, and I feel like if I just went up and looked all the best combinations and I don't know, I feel like that'd take away a lot of the fun. A lot of the joy in this is experimentation. I'm looking forward to doing city-wide revolt, not only because it's going to be new fights, which I'm very much looking forward to, but also because it's going to be new cards. And I'm looking forward to seeing new cards with passives, with modders who might not be entirely concerned with things like balance if they could throw in a little bit of, I don't know, rule of cool or just interesting builds. They're probably, considering how well-regarded city-wide revolt seems to be, they're probably pretty good on the balance, but I don't know, we'll see. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a bit weird, but hey, I'm having fun. What happens next time? And it will be the Floor of Literature, if I'm remembering the name correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. Hod's Floor. Yeah, when that happens, I hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.